شكرا لمجيئكم يا عالم. اعرفوا وتيقنوا اللي بتعملوه هان لا يقل أهمية عن اللي بيعملوه الناس في فلسطين. وجودكم هان، وجود كل فرد هان هو فضيحة لجرائم استمرت على فلسطين أكثر من 73 سنة. اليوم it's the time to stop this crime. وجودكم هان مهم. يا عالم انضموا.
All right, everybody, we're going to get started in a few more minutes.
وموجودين في مدينة ديربون الأمريكية، وتجمع وحشد كبير 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 جدا أتى لنصرة الشعب الفلسطيني وللتضامن مع الشعب الفلسطيني بالمحنة اللي هن عم يعملوا فيها، وهذا الاعتداء الغاشم من الاحتلال الاسرائيلي على الأراضي الفلسطينية وعلى الشعب الفلسطيني الأعزل. قتل الأطفال، قتل العائلات، تدمير البيوت، تدمير المستوصفات، قتل كل ما هو فلسطيني. أمريكا وديربون وميشيغان تقول لإسرائيل كفى عدوان على الشعب الفلسطيني، تعلن عن تضامنها مع الشعب الفلسطيني. كل هيدي الحشود الموجودة ورانا، امبارح كان في مظاهرة كبيرة، واليوم هيدي المظاهرة تفوق التوقعات من كل الجنسيات، من كل الطوائف، من كل الأطياف، فعاليات، منظمات، الشعب، السكان، مسؤولين رسميين، مسؤولين منتخبين بالكونغرس موجودين اليوم في مدينة ديربون للتعبير عن شجم للعدوان الاسرائيلي والتضامن مع الشعب الفلسطيني. الصورة تتكلم، الصورة تتكلم اكيد. رح نرجع لحتى نفرجيكم شو عم بيصير ورانا. مثل ما شايفين منظر رائع. رح نرجع للصورة.
وقفنا لك يا ديرتنا بعز If you are in this area and you're holding flags or you're holding signs, sure.
Check. Look at that plane in the sky, everybody. We got that plane here for us today. It's going to go all around Dearborn all day for the whole 3 hours that we are here. Take pictures of it. Take pictures of everyone down here. Let them know that we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay. Mahmoud, you want to make an announcement? Oh, okay. He's on live.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, this is important. We have cameras in the middle to document all of this, right? So please, if you're holding signs or big flags, please keep it out of the way so we can document it and you're not in the face of the camera. Thank you. And free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine! 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 هي معي. بالروح بالدم نفديك يا أقصى. 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 بالروح بالدم نفديك يا أقصى.
For the victims of war crimes in Palestine, especially Gaza. Imam Ali said, كونوا للظالم خصما وللمظلوم عونا. This is why we are here. And we believe that what is going on in Gaza now is not only a crime against Palestinians, but crime against Jew as well. It's a crime against justice, crime against humanity. And the real enemies of Jews are not the Palestinian. Netanyahu is the real enemy. Injustice is enemy. Apartheid is enemy. Occupation is enemy. And solution is justice. Solution is justice.
أكيد نحن موجودين في مدينة ديربون. رشيدة, can we have? رشيدة. We're live on Facebook. Okay, معنا Congress woman رشيدة طلايب. رشيدة, we're live on Facebook.
Before we get started, I want to hear everybody. Get up.
What's up, Media Network? Just tell us what you feel about that much people showing up for Palestine.
I just want people to know this is not just Dearborn residents. These are people from all over the state of Michigan. These are the same people we march for Black Lives Matter. The people that we march together with our Latino brothers and sisters are here, that we march to try to stop the separation of children at the border. What I love is the solidarity, because we're all here rooted in the cause for human rights, anti-apartheid. So I'm really proud of everybody coming out here. And their families here, children. This is what we need to do.
What's your message to the Biden administration? What do you want them to do?
Yeah, I think that President Biden and many of the folks in the administration hear me loud and clear. Palestinians deserve human dignity. They need to call out the state of Israel and what they're doing, the inhumane treatment of their own citizens, the fact that they are continuing to oppress and use their relationship with the United States to continue to violently attack families and children who literally their only fault is their mere existence, and we need to stop. So I want to condition aid to Israel. I want us to be a country that truly is rooted in human rights for all.
What's your message to those in Palestine right now suffering?
احنا واقفين معكم فلسطين. Know this. President Biden may say what he says, but millions of Americans are with you.
Thank you Congresswoman. أكيد كان معنا عضو في الكونغرس الأمريكي رشيدة طلايب. كان معنا العضو في الكونغرس الأمريكي رشيدة طلايب، وتحدثت عن الرد والديسابوينتمنت من الإدارة الأمريكية الحالية وردها على ما يحصل حاليا. فأكيد نحن رح ناخذ مقابلات من الأشخاص الموجودين فيه. أكيد معنا النائب عبد الله حمود، النائب عن مدينة ديربون في ولاية ميشيغان. عبد الله، شو إحساسك هلا بهالعالم كلها المجمعة هون هلا بمدينة ديربون؟
كل العرب، كل مدينة ديربون لازم يظهروا اليوم، نجتمع مع بعض، نوقف ايد بايد عشان قصة فلسطين، مش قصة بس للعرب، مش قصة بس للمسلمين، قصة الجالية كلها. So in order for us to make a difference, we all have to stand up and make our voices heard.
What's your message to the Biden administration? I mean, many Arab are disappointed by the response.
As I am extremely disappointed in the Biden administration. The issue of Palestine is one of humanitarian issues across the globe. You cannot stand for justice if you do not stand with the Palestinian people against the longest military apartheid regime to exist in this world.
حبيبي عبد الله, thanks a lot. Thank you. أكيد نحن عم نحاول ناخذ مقابلات من الأشخاص الموجودين هون من رسميين. و Hey Mike, how are you? Want to say something? We're live on Facebook. Would you like to say something to the people who are here and then the people who are in Palestine, Mike?
Well, okay. I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad everybody's here to protest. I mean, the law is the law, and violation of law we cannot accept in this country, and we can't accept it nowhere else in the world. So I feel for the people, and I wish them the best, and we all support them. We do not support anything that against international law.
أكيد كان معنا العضو في مجلس البلدي في مدينة ديربون مايك سرعيني، وهلا معنا المفوض في مقاطعة وين حسان سام بيدون. سام، يعني شو إحساسك اليوم بهيدا الجمع الكبير الموجود في مدينة ديربون؟ إذا فينا المايك هيك.
والله Hussein, we came here to stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine and to call for an end of this aggression against the innocent Palestinian people. And looks a good crowd, and I'm glad to be here.
What's your message to the people in Palestine?
The message is to stay resilient, stay strong. The whole world is watching you. We're all with you.
Here is just amazing, and the solidarity is unbelievable. So thank you
What's
guys
your
all
message
so
to the
much for
Biden
being
administration?
here. My name
They
is
need to put the Biden administration, they need to put pressure on the state of Israel to end this hostilities, these atrocities against the Palestinian people.
حبيبي سام ثانكس ا لوت ثانك يو اكيد بعدنا نحن مستمرين في هذه التغطيه المباشره من مدينه ديربون. نبيل كان وي هاف يو اكيد معنا يس بيرفكت اكيد معنا المحامي الحقوقي نبيه عياد من الاي سي ار ال. نبيه يعني what's your feeling? I mean here in Dearborn, all of that crowd coming.
Absolutely. I mean, we're coming united in solidarity with the Palestinian people. What the atrocities that are happening in Palestine, the whole world is watching. The social media have given it a new push, a new generation. Not only Black Lives Matter, Palestinian Lives Matter, and we're here to support, and we'll stay still supported. And we want all the world, individuals around the world, to recognize we cannot just stand idly by as this is atrocities are happening.
What's your message to our elected officials?
Our elected officials, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. History is on our side. History is on our side. This is a losing war by the hardliners in Israel that history will show they're on the wrong side of law.
I was born and raised in Jerusalem. My house in Sheikh.
You want to say something?
Yeah. I was born and raised in Jerusalem. I went to school in Jerusalem. My parents were buried in Jerusalem. As of right now, I'm not allowed even to go back and visit because the Israeli took from me my identity. I am no longer a Palestinian. If I go right now, they're going to treat me like a foreigner. I have to take a visa to go inside the country. While I am Palestinian 100%. My school, I went to school, I graduated, but I am not allowed to go back because the Israelis took our home. Simple as that.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. We are standing here in Dearborn in solidarity with the Palestine. And we like to say that, yes, the Palestinian, we deserve the right, we deserve the freedom, we deserve our respect. And the way the world is going on, we like to tell the Biden administration that the Muslim American, we voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. We want to see that solution, and we are asking, making sure that we have the freedom. And that's why we are standing here in Dearborn, the home of the Muslim. Allahu Akbar. Thank you so much. God bless you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. خليل عثمان من اليمن. عاشت فلسطين حرة أبية. فلسطين قضيتنا الأولى والأخيرة على مدار 73 سنة. الشعب اليمني يؤازر ويوقف قلبا وقالبا مع القضية الفلسطينية والأخوان الفلسطينيين. عاشت فلسطين حرة أبية. Thank you very much. شكرا.
It is apartheid. And it is ethnic cleansing. Yes. And it's been
Good
going
afternoon.
on for 73 years, and guess what? They tried to get rid of us, and they're not very good at it.
Ready? Good afternoon. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وأسعدتم بالخير مساء. نحن هنا في مدينة ديربون ولاية ميشيغان الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. We support فلسطين. نحن مع القضية الفلسطينية إلى آخر نمط. نحن مع القضية. Free Palestine. Thank you.
They will tell you the name of the village that their grandparents got kicked out of. See, we didn't forget. They thought we would. They hoped we would. That's the only way that they can win. And so we are here today to stand together in Dearborn, and we are here today to send a message. And I know it's not just Arab Americans here. We got some of our Latino brothers and sisters here with us today. We got some of our African American brothers and sisters here with us today. Yes. We have some of our Jewish brothers and sisters here with us today. And all the Arabs here as one today. Let me hear you if you're Lebanese if you're here today. Let me hear you if you're Iraqi if you're here today. Syrians that are here today. Jordanians that are here today. Are here today. Iraqis that are here today. Anybody here from Saudi Arabia? Good. Are there any Palestinians that are here today? we are not here only. Who did I forget? Who?
We're here for purpose and unity.
There's 27 of you. I'm sorry. What?
Bangladesh.
We are not only here to say free, free Palestine. We are not only here. We're here to make sure.
أكيد متواجدين في مدينة ديربون الأمريكية، وهذا التجمع وهذه الوقفة التضامنية مع الشعب الفلسطيني وضد العدوان الهمجي من العدو الاسرائيلي على الشعب الفلسطيني الأعزل الموجود في جميع الأراضي الفلسطينية. أكيد الحضور كبير جدا، منظمات، فعاليات، سكان من مدن مختلفة، من مناطق مختلفة، من ولايات مختلفة، مسؤولين، أيضا أعضاء في الكونغرس الأمريكي. استمعنا للعضو في الكونغرس الأمريكي رشيدة طليب، شفت كمان دابي دينجول العضو في الكونغرس الأمريكي. مسؤولين من مدينة ديربون موجودين هون، رح نحاول قد ما فينا إنه ناخذ مقابلات. Susan, can we take a short interview? Can we take a short interview with you?
Sure, absolutely.
Self-defense. What about the Palestinians' right to self-defense? So I just want to say to him, we see you.
What do you feel about this whole crowd being here?
Oh, I think it's wonderful that there are people here today just to show support for and solidarity for the Palestinian people. This is not just the plight of Palestinians, this is the plight for all human and mankind. This is us showing that we need to support our fellow humans, our fellow mankind, just to have the right, the freedom to live, the freedom to provide shelter and food for their children, the freedom to celebrate Eid like every other Muslim around the world. It is atrocious what's going on right now, and I'm really proud of the Dearborn community coming out today, and I hope the message is loud and clear and people understand that we're here for human rights.
What's your message to our elected officials? Was it on the state level or national level?
You know, regardless of what leadership position you possess or you stand in, there should be no hesitation to stand for human rights. And so obviously if you're a congressperson, if you're a senator, the mere fact is that there are children being killed, being murdered, being put in positions that their children they would never want to see their children in. And so we have to be able to send a clear message to everyone. Again, I keep emphasizing it's about human rights. That's all it is. And so the resistance that's being shown is clearly being shown simply to be able to have simple human rights. And so we want to encourage everyone to do that.
Well, you are not welcome in Dearborn on Tuesday.
To all those that are being oppressed in Palestine, we are with you, we stand with you, we feel with you, and we support you, and we hope that, that this is a message that's heard loud and clear across the world, and that our world leaders will do something to help alleviate the pain and suffering that they've been going through for many decades now.
Thank you. أكيد كان معنا رئيسة المجلس البلدي في مدينة ديربون سوزان دباجة، وتكلمت عن ما يحدث في فلسطين. أكيد نحن مستمرين في التغطية المباشرة من مدينة ديربون لفعاليات الوقفة الاحتجاجية ضد العدوان الاسرائيلي وتضامنا مع الشعب الفلسطيني. أكيد بدنا نكمل ناخذ مقابلات وانترفيوز وكمان نستمع لبعض الخطابات الموجودة أكيد اليوم، فخليكم معنا.
Only 5-month son Omar left with him. And they ask us why we're angry. They ask us why we come out. Because we know that they don't see us as human beings. But guess what? We are never going to stop screaming about Palestine, yelling about Palestine, and letting them know that we are here to stay. We Palestinians are a proud people. I always, some of you might know me, I get on stage sometimes. I always tell white people especially, we're Palestinian like Jesus. He's one of us. He fought for freedom, he fought against occupation. He didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes. He didn't look like Brad Pitt. All right, he looked like all these animals down here. He was one of us. And we
معنا الصحافي علي منصور من ولاية ديربون وصحيفة صدى الوطن. علي، شو رأيك، شو شعورك بهيدي الوقفة اليوم في مدينة ديربون، هيدا الجمع الكبير اللي حضر لنصرة الشعب الفلسطيني؟
اكيد طبعا شعور كثير بعز بنشعر بالفخر والاعتزاز انه هالجاليه العربيه كلها من كل الاطياف، طبعا الجاليه العربيه اللبنانيه واليمنيه والفلسطينيه والسوريه متجمعين هون كلهم على قلب واحد وعلى كلمه واحده، وهي دعم فلسطين، دعم فلسطين، كل فلسطين. الشيء المفرح اليوم انه عم نتاكد انه فلسطين قضيه انسانيه لن تموت ابدا، لن تموت ابدا مهما طال الزمن، يعني 50 سنه 70 سنه 100 سنه 200 سنه، طالما هناك احرار في هذا العالم انه قضيه فلسطين لن تموت ابدا. كذلك الامر اثبتت انه اسرائيل كيان غير قابل للحياه، لانه كيان عنصري غير عادل، حتى ما كان يسمى بعرب الداخل او عرب اسرائيل سقطت هذه المقوله، وهؤلاء فلسطينيي الداخل، هؤلاء قنابل متفجرة بوجه العدو الصهيوني. لن تعيش إسرائيل ولن يعيش الكيان الصهيوني في ظل هذا العداء في الداخل والعداء في الخارج. فأنا يعني هذه لحظة مفصلية في تاريخ الصراع العربي الإسرائيلي. كنا نقول بأن الصراع العربي الإسرائيلي قد انتهى وأصبحنا أمام صراع فلسطيني إسرائيلي، ولكن اليوم عاد هذا الصراع إلى الصدارة وأصبح صراع عربي إسرائيلي. كما قلت أنه إسرائيل قضية، فلسطين قضية لن تموت أبدا، وإسرائيل إلى زوال.
علي، شو رسالتك في بايدن الرئيس جو بايدن جاي على ديربون نهار الثلاثاء، شو رسالتك للرئيس بايدن للجالية العربية الموجودة في ميشيغان؟
طبعا الرئيس جو بايدن قادم إلى ديربون يوم الثلاثاء وسيتكلم من هنا، سيكون له كلام هنا في مجمع فورد. طبعا هناك تنظيم وهناك عمل على وقفة احتجاجية بوجه زيارة الرئيس بايدن لديربون، لنقول له بأننا نرفض الكلام الذي قاله عن الشعب الفلسطيني، نرفض كلامه الذي اعتبر فيه أن فقط لإسرائيل الحق في الدفاع عن نفسها، وليس حق للشعب الفلسطيني في الدفاع عن نفسه. طبعا أنا أدعو الجالية العربية وأدعو جميع الأحرار، ليس فقط الجالية العربية، أدعو جميع الأحرار إلى المشاركة في هذا التجمع الذي نعمل على إنجاحه يوم الثلاثاء. يوم الثلاثاء موعد زيارة الرئيس بايدن. هلا سيكون هنا في مساء، لم يحدد الوقت، طبعا نحن نعمل على تحديد الوقت اللازم والملائم لهذه الوقفة. شكرا.
كل التفاصيل رح نحطها نحن على واتساب ميديا، رح نكون نحن معك بأي خطوة عم تقوم فيها، فرح يكون في دعوة للتظاهر ضد زيارة الرئيس. معنا الأستاذ أسامة السبلاني، ناشر صحيفة صدى الوطن، أقدم صحيفة عربية أمريكية موجودة في الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. أستاذ أسامة، حضرتكم من المنظمين لهيدي الوقفة اليوم، هل يا ترى توقعتوا هالقد الحضور يكون موجود اليوم؟
الحقيقة نحن توقعنا أكثر إنه يكون من هيك، لأنه الشعب العربي طبعا كله عم يغلي، جالية كبيرة كثير. بشيكاغو كان في مظاهرة كثيرة كبيرة، امبارح كان في مظاهرة كبيرة. الحقيقة يمكن الطقس كان ما بيساعد الصبح، في ناس يمكن فكروا انه حتكون تمطر طول النهار، بس الحمد لله الحضور كتير جيد، والحقيقة نحن ما بنتفاجئ بهمة الشباب الطيبة.
شو رسالتك للمسؤولين الامريكيين وخاصة إدارة الرئيس بايدن؟
هلا هو معروف انه الصراع العربي الاسرائيلي او الصدام العربي الاسرائيلي في له جوانب عدة، منها الجانب الأمريكي اللي هو على طول متحالف مع إسرائيل ومتعاطف مع إسرائيل. هذه ما يعني مش مفاجئتنا الحقيقة. ونحن اليوم امبارح كان في الانيفرساري تعول نكبة فلسطين 73 سنة. 73 سنة ما غيرت بعزيمة الشعب الفلسطيني، بالعكس عزيمة الشعب الفلسطيني أقوى، وعزيمة الشعب العربي أقوى كمان، رغم أنه الحكام العرب عم يتخاذلوا، ولكن الأرض عم تتحدث بالعربية مش بالعبرية.
شو رسالتك للشعب الفلسطيني اللي عم بيناضل داخل فلسطين؟
الله يحفظهم ويحميهم يا رب، نحن معهم ونحن فخورين فيهم.
الجالية العربية الموجودة بميشيغان وبأمريكا
كمان نحن فخورين بهاي الجالية اللي هي واقفة مع فلسطين. اليوم الوقفة مع فلسطين هي جهاد مقدس، جهاد مقدس.
هل بتطالب الجالية انه يتواصلوا مع ممثلينهم ويبعثوا لهم رسائل؟
لازم نعرف مين معنا، لازم نعرف مين اللي وقف مع فلسطين بهذه الايام الحرجة ونتعامل معهم على هذا الاساس.
أكيد كان معنا الأستاذ أسامة السبلاني ناشر صحيفة صدى الوطن ومن المنظمين لهيدي الوقفة في مدينة ديربون اليوم. فأكيد مستمرين في تغطيتنا لما يحدث اليوم في مدينة ديربون. رح نحاول نفرجيكم على اللي عم بيصير، وأكيد حشد كبير. رح نحاول قبل ما فينا ناخذ أكيد رح نحاول الاستمرار في أخذ كلمات. رح يكون معنا كلمة أيضا من الأخ محمد شباني. تفضل خير محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على أرض الأنبياء، أرض إبراهيم وموسى، أرض مهد عيسى ومعراج محمد خاتم النبيين. السلام على القدس الشريف، السلام على فلسطين الجريحة، السلام على فلسطين الأبية الصامدة في وجه الطغاة، التي بكيت لها حتى انتهت الدموع، وصليت لها حتى ذابت الشموع، وركعت حتى ملني الركوع، وناديت يا محمد أين عيسى أين يسوع. هذا المسجد الأقصى وكنيسة القيامة دنسهم الطاغوت. هذه السنابل احترقت والتين والزيتون. يا لؤلؤة الأديان دكي أجراسك وكبري بصلاتك. يا قدس يا عروس المدائن، هذه أطفالك تندف جراحها وهم رجالك في وجه الخنادق والبنادق. يا قدس أيتها المتوهجة بالدم والتراب، لشواهد القلوب والأعتاب ألف تحية من هنا من كل القلوب. من آيات مصاحفنا وإنجيلنا نرفع إليك دعاءنا، ننتظم وعزمنا الصبر، نرفع رايتنا المكللة بقلائد العز والمجد لحمى فلسطين وزهرتها القدس الشريف. عند أسوارها سيجمع الشمل وفي محاربها سينعقد الجمع. مسلمون ومسيحيون أصداؤها كصوت صلاتها، لا اختصار لزمانها ولا حدود لمكانها. عزيمتها كصخورها وكببها وشمسها لن يكتب غيابها. هي القدس المحفورة في قلب الزمان قداسة، لن يدنسها أحد ولن يبيعها تاجر أو فاجر. فيا مدون التاريخ لا تستثنيها عربية في أصلها وخلاصها، واعلم بأن سيد الإمام الصدر قال إن شرفها يأبى أن يتحرر إلا على أيدي المؤمنين الشرفاء، وبأن دماء الشهداء حبر لحفظ بقائها. وقالها داود أمتنا وأبو سليمان جنوبنا إننا في أمل نعمل من أجل تحرير القدس، ونحن مع القضية الفلسطينية ليس إكراما لأحد، بل لأننا نعتبر أن هذه القضية قضية حق وقضيتنا جميعا. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أكيد مستمرين في التغطية من مدينة ديربون، وأكيد هذا الحضور الكبير الموجود اليوم في مدينة ديربون.
Memory and sustain. I didn't have a lot of time to tell you what happened since 1919, which is a lot. Let me spring forward to 1970s when Axis was founded. The Arab American Center for Social Services.
كان معنا الأستاذ سالم سلامي قاضي في مدينة ديربون. أستاذ سالم، شو رأيك باللي عم بيحصل اليوم في مدينة ديربون وهذا التضامن الكبير؟ عربي إنجليزي بدك؟ عربي إسباني.
It is most unfortunate that what we are seeing and what we are witnessing today has been going on for the last 73 years. This is not new, and we can no longer, as peace-loving people of the world, continue to stand on the sidelines or to remain neutral on this issue. If we as people and we as a nation are true about believing that people and humans are endowed with inalienable rights, if we are serious about protecting and defending human rights, and if the Biden administration professes to protect human rights and to value human rights and wants to sanction Russia and China for human rights violation, I believe they should start with the most flagrant offender against the human rights, and that is Israel. And we need to stop living in the illusion that Israel wants or desires peace. When Yitzhak Rabin, one of its most decorated generals, and its prime minister, saw that the only resolution of this conflict will be with a two-state solution, the extreme Likud party assassinated Yitzhak Rabin. And they have excelled since that time, from Menachem Begin through Yitzhak Shamir and through Ariel Sharon and now Benjamin Netanyahu. They continue to excel at thwarting any peace efforts. They have refused to implement or comply with any United Nations resolution. United Nations Resolution 194, the right of return, 242, 338, and more recently 425. The Israelis refused to comply with that resolution for 25 years, and they continued their occupation of Lebanon until the Lebanese resistance was able to defeat them. So if we are really serious about human rights and protecting human rights, liberty, freedom, justice, and equality, we must sanction Israel, and we must do justice to the Palestinian people. Israel continues to commit atrocities and to commit crimes against the humanity, and it goes, and all we hear from Washington and other Western capitals is that Israel has the right to defend itself against the children, against elderly, against women, and it continues to occupy illegally and contravene every Geneva Convention term or every Geneva Convention resolution that has ever come. So I believe that it is time that Israel should face and be punished for its crimes. If the Baker-Hamilton was a joint Republican-Democratic initiative, and that recommended the two-state solution. But what President Trump has done by recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, he is chiefly responsible for what's going on today, for intensifying this conflict instead of resolving it. They will never forget. If Israel was built on the essence that this is a land without people, there are people in Palestine. They are being displaced, they are being kicked out of their homes, they are being subjected to an apartheid form of government, and this is not going to go away. Israel has to realize it either accepts the Palestinians and give them their rights, or Israel itself will destroy itself and becomes extinct. You're welcome.
أكيد معنا القاضي سالم سلامي، قاضي في مدينة ديربون وقاضي قضاة في مدينة ديربون. شكرا للأستاذ سالم. أكيد إحنا مستمرين في تغطيتنا من مدينة ديربون وهذه المظاهرة الكبيرة الموجودة اليوم.
Politics, no, they're not for me. Why waste my time thinking about something that I can't change? Especially when speaking up may affect my job, and to live I have to get paid. I feel bad about everything that's happening and all, but I can't put my career and degree on the line if I get involved. And why would I? When this world's problems will never be solved. Sound familiar? It seems that some people's eyes work, but it's just that they see in reverse. Where they look at the entire world but can only see their self-worth. But if they would only close their eyes and see with their heart's empathy, to feel what it is like to live under military occupation and misery, daily living on the barrel's end of merciless Israeli infantry, every day in your face, guns being drawn, where it wasn't your choice to be strong, but it was necessary for survival. Now imagine someone from Palestine looking in your eyes. Could you look away? Could you simply say that politics are not necessary? This is not a genre in a board game. This is not Jeopardy. While you sit on the couch of first world safety, having the luxury to look away and plug back into the matrix. But unplug and take a look around. You may not be able to change this world overnight, but you do matter. Your voice can change. Even when you utter enough is enough, only your room shakes. For underneath it is the earth, in which reverberates through one human family like the lining of vertebrae. And when one part of the body is harmed, the rest of it rushes to its aid. For there will come a day when it is you and your family between the crosshairs. And don't you dare say that it's not fair, that no one cares. For when you were in a state of ease, you left your brothers and sisters to fall as casualties. You let them die with their necks. Occurrence of having the power cut off is daily life in those lands. Here it goes out for a few seconds and it comes back on. But over there, there's no water, there's no electricity, there's no food, there's no medical aid. So let this be a small taste of what our brothers and sisters in Yemen, in Palestine, in Lebanon, in Syria, and all over the oppressed world, including those here at home, are experiencing. For there will come a day when it is you and your family between the crosshairs, and don't you dare say that it's not fair, that no one cares. For when you were in a state of ease, you left your brothers and sisters to fall as casualties. You let them die with their necks crushed by knees. George Floyd. To appease, out of fear from the police, your employer, your government. But is life even worth living if it is not lived with righteousness? You must speak, stand up, write letters, make videos, use your talent. I know you have it inside of you. Can you hear the whisper of the child raising their hands to the sky, wondering when divine help will intercede between their screams and cries? With dirt and sand covering their clothes, all that's left from their demolished home that Israel bulldozed, made possible through U.S. taxpayer money, weapons, and drones. Yet the U.S. is our home, but the housekeeper is a serial killer. And the only sin you could commit as a citizen is not screaming to the world and sounding the alarms, for it is an accessory to murder, to not try and stop the killers in charge.
For it is an accessory to murder to not try and stop the killers in charge. No one is saying to take up arms, but at least lift up tongues, screaming into the light of the sun what is being done. And as it rotates around the earth, the light of the truth will be shown to everyone. A dark world where killing, oppression, and massacres could happen, and the cover of closed doors has begun to fade. And the oppressors know their oppression has taken center stage. The question is, will the audience have something to say? Or will they sit quietly, watching it all like a play? The answer to that, I'll leave for you to say.
Free, free Palestine! 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 Ladies and gentlemen, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib.
I want us to please take a moment, and I just want to hear, I don't want to hear whispers, I want to hear complete silence, so we can do a moment of prayer for all the lives lost, because we need to center on that. Because what drove us here today is because of children's cries, parents' cries of the death of their children. I asked these children to come up with me, because we need to continue to put a face, a face to the Palestinian people. What they try to do, no matter who they are, is to strip away the humanity, as if we're not mothers, as if we don't bleed, as if we don't hurt. And so I want you all, please, to take a moment, just a silent moment, whatever your faith is, whoever you are, whatever your background, send a prayer. Send love and strength to all those living right now under the violent attacks and oppression of Israel. Please. I also want to know, this beautiful young girl came up to me and she said that she had a poem. I just met her. And Jenna wanted to share a poem that she wrote herself. I wish people can see. She didn't type it up, she wrote it in her notebook. Because I want to remind you, all of you, no matter how much they try to oppress us, to take away who we are, again, no matter who you are, my Black, my Latino brothers and sisters, all of you that are here in the crowd, all of you, that they can never take away our dignity or strength, because we are seeds, Ya Jama'ah. We are growing to a movement that will not look away towards the truth. So with that, I would like Jenna to please do her poem, and please give her your attention.
Your tears will build a river in Gaza by Jannah. Your tears will build a river in Gaza, but inshallah your du'ats will. Hey, don't be still. Your tears will build a river in Gaza. Donate, don't hesitate. Your tears will build a river in Gaza. Don't cry, I'll wipe your eye. Your tears will build a river in Gaza. Inshallah your du'ats will, but don't be still.
Palestinian human rights, that continue to deny all those living in oppressive policies right here at home and around the world. We are seeds. We are seeds. We are not going to go anywhere. I also want to take a moment to really, truly want us to really believe this, because I don't want you to take cues from those on the outside that are not living under this, that are not seeing this. That we are rooted in love. We are rooted in true humanity that says no matter what your background, your faith, the color of your skin, any of that, you deserve to live with human dignity. to continue talking about those that are so-called in power. But do you know what power you all have with your words? With this, this has spoken the truth. They have shared videos. Gaza is asking you, share them. But I want you guys to take a moment, not to allow them to be shared, just as the beautiful Arabic words of coming out, to plead with us to do something. Translate them. Share them in spaces that have not heard the Palestinian voices. Root the work that we do in their voices, their oppression. You hear me? This is what this is what Detroit taught me. These are what black mothers taught me. They taught me, don't come and tell us what we need to do. Listen to us. So listen to the Palestinian voices. Take those videos as you shed tears. When you share them, tarjmuha. Translate them. But also translate the hate that's coming out from the others. Because I've been translating them. I've been asking people, what are they saying? They're saying what they're doing to Gaza is mowing the lawn. You hear me? That's what apartheid Israel is saying. No! Mowing the lawn. That it's maintenance. You see what they're doing? Yani, I'm tired. You guys have seen me shed tears. When I called Palestine to talk to my family, Wallahi, you know what they said to me? Don't cry for us, Rashida. Don't cry. We're fine. They do this every so often. Every so many years, they try to beat us down. They try to kill us. They try to make us not want freedom. They're trying to beat out our hunger and need for freedom. Don't worry about us. And then they said, where's your security? Who's protecting you? Don't, and I said, why are you crying for me? You see, that's the humanity that people don't actually see when they see the cause that is happening in Palestine. So I'm asking all of you, don't just call those in power. It's this movement that will shift Congress. It's this movement that will shift the White House. The civil rights movement that continues on for my black neighbors, it didn't start because of who was in Congress. It didn't start because of who was in the White House. Wahyat Allah, look at the history. It started because they demanded it in the streets. They did peaceful boycotts. They demanded justice and show the humanity that they deserve to have access to vote. They deserve to live in communities. They deserve to make sure that their children went to schools that white children were going to, because they deserve that kind of humanity and future and dreams for their children. So bring that movement, use this. Because what they did recently is to try to cloth over Gaza by taking away any source of media outlets that were showing the suffering and the pain. So you be their outlet. You share the humanity and the Palestinian voices. You do it. Don't do it as a whatever background. Do it as a mother. Yani, I'm a mother. Not just Palestinian. Yani, I'm a mother. And I would never want any child, nobody, to go through what that mother goes through. Do you understand? You shared as a grandfather. You shared as a grandfather. You shared as a father yourself, as a cousin, as a loved one. Because I know you're angry, you want to be strong. But that's the kind of vulnerability that needs to be shown, is when you can connect your pain to the pain of others. And that's the solidarity and intersectional work that needs to happen when it comes to this. And Yani, look at this. Protect those that are speaking up. Protect them by saying thank you. No, they need to hear it, because right now those are telling them to shut their mouths. Because I'm telling you, the squad and the Congress are getting bigger. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. guess what? I'm gonna walk through those halls proud with my kafiyah. Proud. I'm gonna walk those halls with so much love and fire, not only for my Black and Latino neighbors, for my Palestinian brothers and sisters in Palestine now. They didn't know. They had no idea what was sent from the 13th district to Congress. That's right. They had no idea, يعني. مش بس أنا فلسطينية, okay? وحنانية for all the Palestinians. But I am also a girl that grew up in Southwest Detroit, in one of the most beautiful, diverse communities, where we never stayed silent, even when our voice shakes. So please keep it up. I hear your pain. People have been emailing me. I know your jobs are being threatened. Students and campuses have been threatened. Yes. Share it, expose it. Show those. Show it. This is supposed to be a country of democracy. So for all the college president campuses, all the employers out there, we are American, and we have a right to dissent. We have a right to fight against apartheid. And remember, we are seeds. So if you try to shut our mouths, we will use the United States Constitution to take you to court, because we're lawyers too. So, thank you all so much. I love you. Keep it rooted in love, humanity, and anti-apartheid. And bring it forward. I love you. Thank you. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! End the occupation now! End the occupation now! End the occupation now! End the occupation now! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
All right. Keep it going for our sister, Rashida Tlaib. She's right. They didn't know what they were getting when they got Rashida. Rashida. Folks, if you are near any speaker wires, please be careful. Stay away from them. Thank you. All right. We just have a couple more speakers and then we're going to march. Did everybody see this plane going around all day? End Israeli apartheid? Where is it? That's right. I want people to take pictures of that. Show them what we are willing to do. We are willing to show all of Detroit that we're serious. We mean business. The first time NGP flew one of those planes, we flew it around the 70th anniversary of Israel down in Detroit. And when they have another party, we'll fly it again. One of our greatest partners for Palestine and just for the Arab causes in general over the last 35 years has been the Arab American News. Every week, making sure to post something about Palestine and freedom in Palestine. So please help me welcome the publisher and editor of the Arab American News, Osama Siblani.
Free, free Palestine! 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 Free, free Palestine!
I mean, if you stand here and you look and you see what I see, you know what you will see? You will see a victory. You will see that Israel will be defeated. So let me first start by saying السلام عليكم
وعليكم السلام
والسلام على الأحرار في فلسطين السلام على حجارتهم السلام على هواتفهم والسلام على صواريخهم. Yesterday, the latest news was that those criminals in Israel and those who support them in the White House and the Congress, they killed 139 Palestinians and they injured 1,000. 39 of them are children. Go ahead, kill us. The 39 children overnight, they became 3,900 children. We are good. We make children and we make rockets too. Never ever apologize for defending yourself with everything you've got. We will fight them with everything. With words, with hands, standing up, raising sign, rising up, calling on our Congress, calling on our President, calling on our City Council. We fight every day because إلى فلسطين خذوني معكم أيها الأبطال. We have it easy here that we can stand and demonstrate and speak, and shame on us if we stay silent. So, the president is coming here Tuesday. We have heard from Biden. Okay. During the campaign, if you remember, during the campaign, Mr. Biden said that his foreign policy will be based on human rights.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right.
So Tuesday he will be here. We have heard from him. He will hear from us.
That's right.
You see this? It has to be 2-3 times more. Shame on everyone that stays home. We will meet here Tuesday and he will hear from us. You know, we must speak. So speak. Speak louder. Speak all together. Say it now. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Intifada, intifada!
Intifada, intifada!
Long live the intifada!
Long live the intifada!
Intifada, intifada!
Intifada, intifada!
Long live the intifada!
Long live the intifada!
Okay, joining us again for a quick word, another one of our organizational sponsors, the chairman of the board of the Arab American Civil Rights League, Nasser Beydoun.
Good afternoon. Amr gave me 60 seconds, so I'm just going to use 60 seconds. I just want to clarify something. When the U.S. President or our own Senator Gary Peters or the majority of senators and Congress people say Israel has a right to defend itself. Let me give you the definition of what that means. It means Israel has a right to kill women and children. It means Israel has a right to confiscate Palestinian lands. It means Israel has a right to subjugate the Palestinian people. Well, let me tell you what we say. The Palestinians have a right to defend themselves. The Palestinians have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Palestinians have every right because it is their land, their birthright, and we support the Palestinians, and we will remember every politician that says Israel has the right to defend itself, but not the Palestinians who truly have a right to defend themselves. Thank you.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
From Detroit to Palestine, occupation is a crime!
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 Sorry, go ahead.
Free, free
Louder,
Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free
Okay.
Palestine!
All right, one of the most beautiful things that happens here in Dearborn is that we have all kinds of Arab Americans here, and we have all kinds of people, and all of us stick together. And the beautiful thing here is that it's not just Palestinians here today. We have Palestinians, we have Lebanese, we have Iraqis, we have Syrians, we have all kinds of people. And now I am very, very proud to bring up some from the United Humanitarian Relief. She's also happens to be, I'll get her in trouble. She also happens to be the principal at Salina. But yes, and she is one of our strongest Arab Yemeni sisters here in Dearborn. Please help me welcome to the stage, Iman Ali Ahmed.
Again, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Always free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Let's not forget our brothers and sisters in Yemen. Let's free Yemen! And I want to thank our community for their endless support for what's happening in Yemen. But right now our focus is Palestine. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah, I see a lot of children and young people here. Let's make some noise for the next generation of advocates, leaders, activists and humanitarians. And one of them happens to be my daughter, Sara. Let's give her a hand. I am confident that this is the generation that will make things happen and bring on real change to free Palestine. You are the real upstanders. And this is something we teach our kids in school, to be an upstander. An upstander is anyone who speaks up and intervenes on behalf of a person or group being attacked or bullied. We teach our children about being upstanders and not bystanders. We teach our children about, again, being upstanders and not what? We teach our children to be an upstander and to be respectful and not to intimidate or bully others. We teach our children to be upstanders and not to steal and not to take anything that doesn't belong to them. Please be an upstander and continue to talk about Palestine and supporting the BDS movement. Enough is enough. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Please be an upstander by raising awareness and continuing to post and share on social media about what happens in Palestine. And at the same time, hold these social media platforms accountable of the algorithm they are creating to block freedom of speech that is speaking the truth. Please be an upstander by writing to your members of Congress and representatives to stop funding almost $4 billion, yes, $4 billion, 3.8 to be exact, of our US tax dollars to fund this genocide. And please tell me, how is attacking worshipers in one of the holiest places in the world on the holiest of days acceptable? Finally, teach our kids that caring about people is not political. This is not politics, but it's part of being a good and responsible human being. To everyone here, do not underestimate the power of your words, posts and prayers and du'as. Oh Allah, help and protect the people of Palestine. Help ease their pain and suffering, and help those who are in need all around the world and wherever they may be. Can I get an Ameen? Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free,
They said $4 billion a year. You know how many times they could have rebuilt the water in Flint with $4 billion? You're going to hear a lot of people say, oh, all these Arab Americans and all these, they're concerned about foreign policy issues. Palestine is...